The Amaru were a venerable and ancient race, reigning supreme in the galaxy for millennia. Positioned at the pinnacle of the cosmic hierarchy, they presented a stark ultimatum to every newly spacefaring civilization: succumb to servitude or face isolation. Many resisted, clinging to their independence, yet ultimately, they all capitulated, drawn back by the irresistible pull of the Amaru's dominance. Under the Amaru's reign, these civilizations lived in relative comfort, enjoying numerous freedoms. Yet, they remained unambiguously subjugated. Amaru's rule was anchored in their unparalleled technological prowess. Their energy weapons were unrivaled, their shields were impenetrable, and their right to govern was beyond dispute. However, this unchallenged era met its match with the arrival of humans, or Earthlings, as some called them. About 40 years ago, humanity entered the galactic stage, exchanging formalities and learning about the Amaru's impressive achievements. Yet, when they grasped the true nature of the Amaru's society, they recoiled. The disdain was palpable in their ambassador's tone when she used a term that, though translated as an honorific in Amaroon, clearly carried a derogative connotation in her language. Shortly after, she departed abruptly and informed her people of the Amaru's ways, leading to a stern and solitary response from humanity: "We will never join you." Thereafter, Earth sealed its borders to anyone associated with the Amaru's imperial governance. Initially, the Amaru dismissed this as a temporary defiance, a familiar tactic that had failed for others before. The Council of Elders and the Emperor decided to simply wait, confident in the inevitability of Earth's capitulation. Yet, over the decades, an unexpected dynamic unfolded. Human ships began to appear sporadically. Some were colonizers swiftly repelled, others were traders, tentatively exploring opportunities. The Amaru underestimated these interactions, failing to notice the seeds of ideological transformation being sown. Over 35 years, the number of human merchants in Amaru territories gradually increased, which the Amaru interpreted as a potential shift in Earth's stance. However, what they failed to grasp was the unwavering moral conviction of humanity. Across their diverse nations, despite internal conflicts, humans found a common adversary in the Amaru, which united them as never before. In what seemed a sudden upheaval, but was a meticulously orchestrated effort, human influence ignited a cultural revolution. The ideals of liberty and self-determination, subtly promoted by every merchant and visitor, resonated deeply with the oppressed under the Amaru's rule. What started as innocuous trade interactions evolved into a formidable network of rebel cells, interconnected across thousands of worlds. The tipping point came when Laran, a minor mining colony, fell in mere hours. Initial reports were dismissed as isolated incidents, until a domino effect saw planet after planet succumb, not over years, but within days. Strategic points were overtaken, leading figures were eliminated, and once mighty military bastions crumbled under coordinated insurgencies. As the revolt spread, it was clear that the Amaru had grossly underestimated the scale and fervor of the resistance. Within weeks, nearly half of the Amaru's dominions were lost to the uprising. Monuments and symbols of their reign were demolished, not just by humans, but by former adversaries united under a shared cause. The Amaru faced a rebellion that was not just a series of isolated uprisings, but a galaxy-wide revolution, powered by a collective yearning for freedom that transcended old hatreds and rivalries. In the end, the Amaru's technological superiority was overshadowed by a more potent force: the human spirit's relentless pursuit of liberty. This wasn't just a military defeat, it was a profound ideological victory for humanity, reshaping the galactic order and proving that even the mightiest empires could be undone by the power of unified resistance. As the human forces meticulously executed their long-prepared strategy, the Amaru Empire's hold dwindled dramatically. Within a solar year, 60% of Amaru territory had fallen, and by the year's end, the figure rose to an overwhelming 87%. All that remained of the once mighty empire were the core worlds, the heartlands of the original Amaru nation. Here, the humans conducted a thorough liberation, freeing every enslaved being and reinstating them as independent citizens. They meticulously revised historical records to restore rightful ownership of systems to those subjugated since their enslavement. Through mediation, the establishment of stable governments, and the rejuvenation of trade, They not only dismantled an empire, but laid the foundations for a new order. The siege of the core worlds began subtly, with weeks, then months of relentless propaganda. Human forces hijacked Amaru media outlets and data transmissions, flooding them with their messages, compelling the Amaru worlds to sever their data links in a desperate bid to maintain control. It was precisely at this moment of isolation that the humans struck decisively. Their forces, comprising various species previously dominated by the Amaru, worked with a synergy as if they had been allies forever. Each fallen governor and each liberated world were emblematic victories, broadcasted widely to demoralize the remaining Amaru and signal the inexorable crumbling of their dominion. From the fortress capital of Amaru, the last bastion of resistance, I pen this account. 3 months prior, in a grim decision, our leaders ordered the massacre of all slaves to prevent insurrection. This act only fueled the humans' resolve, leading to an immediate and ferocious assault. Now, they are besieging the imperial palace itself, with artillery pounding our shields relentlessly. As I write, the shields falter, breached by human saboteurs. The fall of the palace, and with it, the Amaru state, is imminent. As I await the inevitable, I ponder the legacy of our actions. The Federation of Allied Species will soon govern, and while I face my end, I hold a sliver of hope for my offspring. Perhaps Clint will resist to his last, but Pasal and Little Hay might yet thrive under this new regime, finding dignity and pride absent in our reign. In these final moments, I reflect on my father's choices that led us here, and I lament the path we chose. I leave this record as a testament to our history and a caution for the future. Maybe, in another life, my mother's embrace would offer solace, but I anticipate only my father's disappointment. Thus, I resign myself to my fate, stepping towards the window that overlooks the courtyard far below. With a heavy heart, I commit to this last act, hoping for forgiveness, not just from my children, but from the myriad lives we wronged. This is the final video log of Emperor Talar Raro Lanel Phaon, the 6th of his name. May future generations glean wisdom from our downfall, and may the humans find it within their hearts to forgive our transgressions. This concludes our tale of the once mighty Amaru Empire, as we witness the last Emperor Talar Raro Lanel Phaon's poignant reflections and the inevitable fall of his regime. If this gripping saga of intergalactic resistance and the triumph of the Federation of Allied Species has captured your imagination and moved your spirit, we invite you to show your support. Please leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and journey with us through more narratives of bravery and strategic brilliance. Each comment you leave enriches our community and fuels our commitment to bring you compelling tales from across the cosmos. Thank you for your time and for joining us in this profound interstellar odyssey.